Wait for it. Ah, cool. All right, it did work. This isn't going to be weird for a little bit.
Now, this is going to be totally fine. I mean, you know, I could actually say, welcome, hello, chat, and everyone on the audio devices and the video on demand. This is the Game Won't Play Itself podcast, live, coming at you on Twitch. I am Lardteamaker, aka Will McKellar, and joining me, as always, there is James Atkinson.
I'm also above you, Will.
Damn, I was going to go for your clone.
My what?
I was going to say about your clone, James.
Hi,
is
me.
right above us.
How are you doing? See, I could make this really weird by doing this.
You can have a conversation with yourself.
How you doing
Hello,
today?
mate.
I'm doing all right. I like your chair. Stop copying me. Actually, if I really wanted to do it, I would do this. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
I think if this does this, no, that's only for your earphones. There's a way I could duplicate my own voice and make it sound like I'm feedbacking on myself, but that would be just too complicated and not enough for the not enough work for the bit.
Wouldn't be worth it.
Wouldn't be worth it.
Which goes against one of our core tenets.
Yes.
We will sacrifice every shred of quality to do something even remotely stupid.
See, it would just means I would have to do something quality to do something stupid. So doesn't that like
True.
two negatives cross themselves out or something like that?
Good enough.
I mean, you're now in a sandwich between myself and Hurgleman, who's also on the show. Hello, Chris.
Hello, hello. How's everyone doing?
The question is, which one is the Russian spy?
Me.
Not the guy with like there's got Nick Cage duplicator here over here.
Nope.
Nope.
No, I think it's the eerily
Disembodied is the word.
disembodied. There you go. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah.
Disembodied.
Thank you, James. Thank you. It is the voice of Keith Patrick Dunn.
Hello.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
It's been a week.
I'm just a dismembered voice.
For now.
Again.
There's an area for Keith to appear.
You're just going to take out James's clone. That's all.
No expense has been spared for me to get a Logitech 1080p camera so I can talk into a headset instead.
So once the technical problem isn't me.
It's a new time, new day.
It's a brand new world.
day.
TGWPIS.
Just uncharted territory here. What's happening? It's Brexit happened, and this is what's caused it.
But don't worry. Well, everybody, in about 20 minutes, obviously, the stream will crash. And we'll be talking through it, and we'll come back saying very inappropriate things as per the usual, and then you'll go, but James, what happened for those last 5 minutes? And I'll go, well, chat, we have this thing called the audio podcast, in which you can view all of this in its glory on the audio, because viewing is an audio experience. And
Yep.
exactly.
It's like a relaxing technique. You just close your eyes and you just picture us saying this stuff on the screen that we have now after you've watched the live version.
Of course. Because you obviously know what we look like. I mean, it's not like we give you every reason to go to twitch.tv/The Game Won't Play Itself every Friday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to look at our pretty faces.
Pretty.
Or every Sunday at youtube.com/The Game Won't Play Itself.
Indeed.
I mean,
because that way you have many options to see our faces plastered all over the internet.
If you do want to see our faces, that's good. Wow, surprised, and thank you for helping my confidence.
Somebody had to do it.
Somebody had to do it. Thank you, confidence.
Give him a thumb. Give him a thumbs up for James. Go on. Just do
Okay,
it.
good. I'm glad you clarified that because you just said give him a
No,
thumb.
just give him a thumb.
And I was like,
As inappropriately as you can possibly manage, give him a thumb.
think of a lot of inappropriate ways.
Thumb's a very versatile finger.
It's not a finger, it's a thumb.
The inappropriate ways of giving someone a thumb has been mentioned on a few Platform 32 streams.
It's the reason why we have the letter from corporate in TGWPIS.
My stepdad tried to unplug a problem he was having in the bathroom with his finger once.
Oh.
He came out and he said, "Oh, I'm so constipated. I just put my finger in there." And he said, "And you know, nothing big as your finger is supposed to go in your butt." And I just thought, I'm not going to say anything.
That's a TGWPIS quote.
That's profound life advice right there.
Nothing as big as your finger is supposed to go in your butt. TGWPIS.
It's the new catchphrase. TGWPIS. Nothing bigger than a finger. It's supposed to go in your butt. Were you guys looking for
something?
It's a rebranding of that finger, that big foam finger that they use at all the sporting events.
Of course. See,
we can put that quote on those. TGWPIS.
Something this big cannot go in your butt.
Well, that's a big finger.
TGWPIS taking the CL out of class.
And putting it in your butt.
Unless it's bigger than your finger, then we are. Anyway, on tonight's show, we got bits of news. It's going to be what we've been playing. Maybe a little bit of extra life news because we did get another donation, so the total has risen.
Oh, they're still coming in. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever did that, you're a wonderful person. We appreciate you.
Yes, we do.
Forget everything that just happened for the last 20 minutes.
We just get some Men in Black to just use their pen. Just erase the last 20 minutes for you.
James, start the show now. Edit it, so cut that out. Future James.
That we completely won't.
Yeah,
Future
no.
James goes, what?
Future James just goes, I didn't know. What are you talking about? It's 3 a.m. on a Saturday. Fuck
Future
you.
James just laughs and goes editing, and then hits upload.
What is this thing you call editing?
There will be, Regis. There will be.
There is. There's a good reason why there's a double cam right now. Besides from a gag that I'm sure will come into play later.
That really only we understand at the moment.
Exactly. That maybe some of us don't really even understand at the moment, but we're getting to it. We play the long con.
Ah.
You know, like here's it's the age-old question, right, guys? Right?
Yeah.
Who's actually
The
wearing
age-old
the
question.
pants?
The age-old question. What the fuck are we doing?
Which is what we ask ourselves every Friday.
Normally we show up every Friday to talk about bollocks, but apparently this week it's bums.
Yep.
Bums.
Well, Keith's on.
Yeah. You missed the petrol station and penis hour. That was a good bit for like half an hour.
Classic. Classic.
Classic TGWPIS.
Yep. Classic TGWPIS.
I blame chat for that one.
That was definitely facilitated by chat mostly.
That was all chat. All chat on that one. Oh, you guys are filthy animals pushing us forward on that one. You know we can't control ourselves.
Filthy animals.
Look, we all know that we, the members of TGWPIS, are effectively 6-year-olds as far as our mentality goes in this sense.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It doesn't take much to bring out the...
It takes very little to make any level of crude joke.
Exactly. And we have no self-control.
What do I want to... I don't even...
No, we have no self-control when it comes to that.
None.
So, right. While technical stuff is being worked out from our guest's side, and before we
It is? I'm supposed to be doing something? Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
News.
Are you still waiting for something to get installed?
Oh, better. Nope. That didn't happen.
Now there goes the operating system.
Maybe you're the boop of somebody leaving the chat room.
I'm on Linux all of a sudden.
Not again.
No wonder this shit doesn't work.
My PC's turned into a Mac.
Steve Jobs' ghost is here. Hello, Steve. You old fucker.
See, it just reminds me of that that meme that has been going around of the Overwatch TikTok meme. If anybody has seen this,
Yep.
it's the I want to be Tracer thing.
Maybe I'll be Tracer.
And obviously, all the good ones are just people just trolling her, doing other stupid stuff, and like she's sitting there like this, like with the controller, and the guy's just like, "You need to turn the controller on to play the game, woman." There's no
My favorite one was the guy with the two controllers taped to his head, holding the headset as if he were playing.
My favorite is like all of them, and in the end is a guy in the blue Power Rangers outfit holding the toaster oven that takes out the pizza. Because Winston. It's gonna be
one of those shows, isn't it?
Yep.
So
Yes.
right. Now, let's start the news then, shall we? Let's get this out of the way before the chaos really
And
kicks.
Malinauer, yes, we've tried plugging him out and back in again. Hasn't quite worked.
We even
Use
tried
your
taking the
finger.
batteries out the back and just rub them a bit, put them back in. Still not worked.
Yeah.
So, did we hear the news yesterday about Sony appearing at E3 next year?
They're not.
No. This is the first one in like 24 years where they've said, no, we're not going.
You want to know why?
They haven't got enough to show.
Or the fact that they previewed and tried their own experience, they like what they did and said, why the hell do we need E3 to do this when we can just do this on our own? And probably are going to correlate it to releasing or talking about a maybe next-gen console or next-gen or neo-gen, whatever we're going to call it.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense if they're going to bring back their PlayStation experience next year.
Yeah.
To not need E3. And it brings up that question again: is E3 still needed?
I think, thinks it's becoming a con.
A con? How come?
It's and this may be the elitist in me, but it stopped being needed when they opened it up to the public.
Yes.
I would agree.
When it was just industry people in there and just doing that kind of stuff, it made sense because you had the industry people in there. They didn't need to have huge big shows. They kind of could have keep it tore down a little bit. You didn't need booth babes. You didn't need to because the guys who were there and women who were there to write for it, were there to see the games, and that's what they were there for. There wasn't a spectacle behind this. Now, because they've introduced the public, you need to it's the Comic-Con syndrome. We need to go bigger, harder every year, talk about the more stuff, release more stuff, do more things, go over the top with it, because we need to wow people, because the public's here now, and we need to get these fanboys on board, or else you guys have cell phones, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
And most of these people are looking at, essentially they're all off-site events anyways. Name me one of those conferences that was actually at E3 and not at an off-site theater.
None in the past few years. Absolutely none.
So they're saying why?
Oh, that's true.
Why go? If they're not on site at E3, why go to E3? Why not just do it on your own time where you don't have to pay probably the exorbitant cost of renting a theater during E3 because people are thinking, hey, we can pork these guys for the money on this stuff, right? You can create it about yourself, do it in your own time, your own way, in the city of your choosing,
Yeah, even in the country.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there was the Xbox one last week, Xbox 18 in Mexico City.
Yeah. Do it wherever you want. It frees you up to do it on your own time scale, on your and at your price point. As an economic decision, it makes perfect sense. And also, you'll dominate the news cycle for the gaming news cycle for that time too, because you can basically, when's a downtime? When's a good time for us to release this? When can we start our hype train? And they can really nail it on their head. Now, I think this is a good and a bad thing. Well, Sony is now out of E3. Does that make E3 less relevant? Yes. But what it does do is maybe they'll let smaller studios come in to fill that gap, and you'll get smaller studios like Devolver Digital and stuff be able to be given more stage time, be given more time and more effort, and allow those kind of companies to show up more games and allow more independence to come out.
Well, there was that company that was there for the first time during the press conference, like bringing the games that you wouldn't normally see across the market, wasn't there? And remastering them. Oh, I can't remember the name of them. I'm trying to remember the name of them, but there was a company there because their press conference was really sort of basic, and when you saw them, they had this like green screen stage, and it was like cut out characters, all like that. So they had their chance to shine last year at E3, or this year at E3. So it may, as you say, give opportunities like that, because EA doesn't have a huge presence at there these days, and theirs is like EA Play the night before the other conferences get underway, so they try and steal the thunder of it.
Ultimately, though, I think we all agree that the best conference there, hands down. Hey, it works.
Hey!
Now I just need you to click mute on the window so that we don't get you in stereo.
Hey!
Perfect. See? I told
Yay!
you. We did it.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, you carry on, mate. Oh, hi, Mark.
I don't have that. I have this.
Hey, listen.
Soundboard works. There we go.
So yeah, what do you think, Keith?
I don't know what you were talking about. I was trying to get my camera to work.
Sony is not going to be in E3 this year.
Oh, right. And you guys were talking about how they're not going to be in E3 this year because they could just do their own thing and save money.
And it's E3 in from that respect starting to slowly die the painful death.
Yeah.
That's been talked about for years.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense to me. Of course, everybody's going to make a big deal out
Oh, of course.
Yeah, no. It's going to be a big deal out of ultimately... It doesn't matter. Yeah.
It doesn't make any difference.
It doesn't. It really doesn't. If anything, there's too many cons and conferences nowadays.
I would agree with that too.
I'm fine. Like this is what I see happening. I see E3 becoming a San Diego Comic-Con, and the developers doing their own individual E3s for the media, because they want to be able to have that tailored experience to the media people who are eventually going to write about this, and the content creators and everybody. So essentially, we're just going to get E3 is going to get blown up, turned into a con, and we're just going to have smaller E3s that was like it was originally back then, just not with groups of companies, just one individual ones. And with the majority of these major companies and developers buying smaller studios, in a sense, you're still going to get an E3. If we look at like Microsoft picking up now with Obsidian Entertainment, and I forget the name of the other one, they're essentially having their own E3, so like they can have like Xbox E3, and they can let each one of their studios present, where you'd have E3 and you'd have each one of the major game companies present.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's good to also, because we've seen more games, especially this year, be more paced out over the year. I mean, where's the big Christmas hit coming?
It isn't.
I mean,
No.
we know that the only thing that we know of that could even be classed as that, and I don't think it'll work as much as Sony want, is that PUBG's coming out on December 7th.
Does anybody
For
care about
PlayStation 4.
PUBG anymore?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Since Blops 4 came out and does it better.
Blops 4 does it better?
PUBG.
I've never played PUBG, so
Don't. Have you played DayZ?
no.
Good. Have you played Fortnite?
No.
Okay.
I downloaded it though because it's free.
It is free. I downloaded it, played it for an hour for charity, and then deleted it and felt very good. You can actually see my heart rate go down after deleting it.
Chris, your old computer says hello,
Hello.
as you can tell. That's not your fault. It's hot in this room. I had to open a window. Sorry.
It's got
Is it
on there, is it?
Look, I do my best.
They're speaking of Fortnite.
I have not played any of those games like Fortnite or whatever. I'm afraid to, because you have to play with people who are already good, and I suck at the best of times. So I'm just that's not me.
I got to second place in my second game ever of Fortnite by hiding in a bathroom and not killing anybody.
Yeah, it's surprisingly easy.
Yeah, we used to shout. Weeds and you used to shout at me for hiding in bushes.
It's a legitimate strategy. My entire last game, which was third place, was like it was the bush. I just wanted to be the bush, but people wouldn't let me be the bush.
Being deep in bush is a valid strategy, and I agree with you on that.
Camping is a legitimate strategy.
In a battle royale game, it is.
In any game, I'd say.
Except COD. Because if you camping COD, fuck off.
It's still a thing. Still functional.
Speaking of Fortnite, the Golden Joysticks took place earlier today, and ironically, the same place that I'm going to tomorrow night, of all places, the Bloomsbury Big Top in central London. And I'm like, okay. And the biggest thing that came out of here, the biggest controversial thing that came out of here was the Fortnite won the Ultimate Game of the Year this year.
Against what?
Forza 4, Spider-Man, God of War, and even at a push, Red Dead Redemption.
Ooh.
Fortnite over them?
If it's if we're talking money wise, then yes. Fortnite Fortnite makes $300 million a month. So absolutely.
I mean,
Holy
in
crap.
terms of financial stuff, but this is like a game, games of the year bit. This is, as Red Reigns pointed out, or Rob, he said, well, it's a popularity vote, isn't it? And if it's public voting, then you'll get them voting over all this stuff. Because it'll be mostly.
And I asked Will this question, and this is a legitimate one. Out of games that came out this year, right? How many of those Game of the Year contenders are multiplayer?
I couldn't answer this, so if anybody else can answer this.
It sounds like not many.
Spider-Man, single player. God of War, single player.
Single player.
Red Dead Redemption 2, single player as of right now.
Yeah.
Forza Horizon 4 is a multiplayer.
Forza Horizon 4, but to me, it's not in the Game of the Year category.
Wow. Okay, fair enough. That's fine.
They say Dragon Warrior, or not Dragon Warrior, Monster Hunter.
Yes.
Is like the only one that you can really say out of like the major contenders.
See, I keep forgetting about some.
Honestly, I feel like Monster Hunter really deserves it. Out of those,
And we'll obviously have our own game of the year category. We'll be talking awards and stuff too.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I can already I'll give you a sneak peek into one of my categories, and my pick for that category is ongoing game. So like, best ongoing game. And for me this year, for ongoing game, it was No Man's Sky.
Wow.
The flaming shithole that game was, to where it is now, to being playable, interesting, fun, being able to have multiplayer content. Now they've added underwater to it. To me, without making people who have already bought the game pay extra for it, and essentially owning up and trying to give people the experience that they had. It's either that or Warframe. Because Warframe has done another killer job at capturing a market, capture everything. When the new free content dropped in Warframe, by the way, Warframe free, there was something like 20 or 200,000 people streaming it when the new content dropped on Twitch.
Wow.
That's League of Legends numbers.
How does No Man's Sky? How do those developers afford to keep creating new content for that? Are they selling more games? Really?
Sony.
Well, so first and foremost, Sony already gave them a bunch of funds to kick things off. Plus, they launched huge numbers on their Kickstarters and got massive sales that not all of them were refunded. Then past that, they got further sales when the price reduced, so they already hit their goals. And a team that big, they're like, what, 24 people, was it? Something like that? Each of them only needs a small amount to function, like to survive and live. And they blew those numbers out of the water on their own merits to begin with.
And then this year you had it coming out on the Xbox, so they would have got more money there from Microsoft.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Because
so now
it came out on Xbox the same time as that update, the big update that put the multiplayer in, that made the changes so it looked better.
So now they're sitting pretty as far as cash goes. They can keep doing this for a little while. And the best thing is that, like I said, when they launched, Sony probably just shoved them into doing everything, not changing anything, and all that stress. So now that they actually have the capacity, they have the backing already, they have the groundwork laid out, they can finish the game the way they wanted it to.
I think No Man's Sky's creators looked at the game and told Sony, we're not ready. And Sony looked at them and said, we don't want a Star Citizen. This is your hard release date. Give us something. Because, to be honest, from what they were talking about, that thing could have been an Albatross and could have been a Star Citizen.
It could have been.
I have to say, we've given No Man's Sky a lot of shit, right? I think it's fair to say that we gave that game a lot of shit. It has come back. And I am very pleased, and it is a playable game now. It took them 2 years, but here's the thing: they could have just took the money and run. They could have just said, and they didn't. They stuck with it and kept trying to improve it, and now it is a playable game. So good on them.
They also took onus on it, didn't they? They took responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like when people started calling them out, they said, "Yeah, no, we didn't get there. We weren't there, and we don't know what else to say," because they were probably bound legally not to put the blame on Sony. So
I don't know, with the way that studio creator was talking about shit. No, what they should have done is they should have gotten Elon Musk to talk for him.
Fucking Elon Musk. What even?
Fuck it.
Yeah, he turned up offering a submarine on their launch day, didn't he?
Hey, remember, don't worry,
Did I
guys.
crash?
We all complain about No Man's Sky, but Elon Musk is playing real life No Man's Sky.
It's true.
It's
I would just like to announce that Fallout 76 had its first crash for me just now. which is impressive because it's been running all night.
I'm impressed because it's a Bethesda game and it's taking you this long. It's not even the fact that how much of it's the runtime. It's just the fact that it's a Bethesda game.
I'm
that's what I'm
surprised it's a
saying.
Bethesda game and it's not a still frame. But what do I know?
Well, I can't mod it yet, so
Exactly. That's true.
keyword is yet.
It will be. But remember, that's for the cash shop.
Oh, my nose is itchy. The cash shop is actually pretty interesting. Can't communicate with team. That's fine. So the way the cash shop works with this is, it's one, you can pay for it, and two, you can do achievements for it.
What happens when you run out of achievements?
Then you have to start paying. That's what I imagine is going to be. But like the achievement count is ridiculous.
It's also very cosmetic, right?
For the most part. There's like two things that are mechanical. And again, you could get it by doing achievements. I can afford both of them.
I have a question about Fallout 76.
Uh-huh.
When can I play Skyrim on my Pip-Boy in Fallout 76?
Soon. I'll send an email to Todd Howard. I'll let you know.
You know that's happening. Todd Howard immediately just went. Isn't that what Todd Howard does all day? Is figuring out
how to put Skyrim on something else.
You know you've made it as a console when you've had Skyrim on it. That's just how it is. Like that's when it used to be like, you know, when you got like the next Final Fantasy or the next, it's like, no, you're not a console till you have Skyrim on it. We're gonna have.
And you weren't a modern computer if you couldn't play Doom. Now it's gonna be Skyrim.
Pretty much. Skyrim is benchmark.
Do you think that with all the bugs now that's in every single Bethesda game, it's them getting us back for us hating Rogue Warrior?
I look at it this way. At this point in time, if they gave me a Bethesda game that did not have any bugs in it, I would be very worried.
Would the world have gone to shit?
I'd be like, what? By the way, like, Prey, besides some like the out of bounds shit, not a very buggy game, right?
Yeah, but that wasn't a Bethesda developed game. It was only
not Bethesda. Arcane. Also, it doesn't use Bethesda's engine; it uses CryEngine.
Well, Bethesda's engine. Did you hear why they don't have an FOV slider?
Why?
Because the physics in their game is tied to frame rates, and it would mess with the physics.
Yes, it would. It's my favorite factoid about it.
Guys, how do I make my character go fast? Let's tie it to frame rates. So that means if I'm playing the game at 60 frames a second, I have more physics than I'm playing at 30?
Yes. Okay, that's just the weather hitting me all at once.
Oh dear.
Yeah, there's some silly load things that happen with 76. Overall, it's a really good game. I'm saying that out of the concern that I walked into this having only one expectation, and that it was Fallout 4, but a little bit better. And that expectation has been met and blown out of the water. So I am really enjoying it.
I read one of the user reviews, and it was a 0 on Metacritic. Number 1 on Metacritic. Yep. Number 2, 0 day 1 launch. And the guy goes, "Fucking Todd Howard making me pay $60 for Fallout 4 multiplayer." And I'm like, yeah, that's what Battlefield. I mean, that's what frickin' Black Ops did.
Yeah,
you got to pay $60 for multiplayer. Gotta keep those servers up, man.
Oh, we got a few new people coming in. That's one thing that I like is that you can actually see players. Excuse me, most players on the map. You can hide it for a session. I think that gets overwritten if you start killing people, though.
See,
I heard PvP's weird.
Mm-hmm.
But that's fine. It's a new MMO that it's literally within 2 days of launch.
See, Ian Higdon tried it, and I was watching him talk about it because he said he tried the beta, and bugs that were in the beta are still there, including there was a mission he couldn't do because the machine he needed to use was broken, so he couldn't finish the mission.
Do you want to know
And
why
it
that was?
exactly the same. It's a Bethesda game.
No, even better.
What's up?
After the beta, and I'll
Yeah.
call it a beta because of the way they said it,
Mhm.
there was no day one patch. It was the same game. There was no download for a patch. They just opened the servers to everybody else.
So the beta was literally just a server stress test.
Yep.
That's all it was. It was just a server stress test. Like, if you read the actual terms of the beta, it's just a server stress test. There's nothing else but them checking to see if they can maintain the servers. And the way they organize the servers, I think it's perfectly fine. Goddamn Scorchers.
Oh, but that never change. Just never change.
It's really good though, because there's not too many players, which I'm really impressed with.
Yeah,
The space is
like
big
24
enough.
or something.
Yeah. I was saying that from the very beginning. A lot of people were concerned that it was going to be like, just a fuck ton of players and all over the place. And I've been just saying the whole time, it's not going to be a whole lot. It's going to be at most 48, and that's the high end of it. And it looks like it's about 24 players per server.
Which makes sense, too, because you're in a fallouted wasteland.
Mm-hmm. And you were coming out of a small bunker that this is one of my favorite parts, is that it is 25 years after the war. It is long enough, and scientifically speaking, it is long enough for the fallout to have settled to a degree if it was done using smaller clusters of nuclear bombs.
Yeah,
Like if instead of using like SAR bombas and blowing up super massive nukes over and over again, instead you dropped like
hydrogen.
4 or 5 very small nukes.
Yeah, not dirty bombs.
Exactly. So like scientifically speaking, the fallout, the radiation levels are still pretty accurate. And since you are in West Virginia, out in like the boonies, you probably not have been hit by the bombs directly. So
If anything, you're just going to get
Goddamn
fallout
dysentery.
from Washington.
Exactly.
And that's DC.
You can get diseases in this, and I love it.
I mean, you're already getting fallout in Washington, D.C. anyways, in current Virginia, West Virginia.
Pretty much.
So,
Da.
Oh, Christ.
we are not political
Player,
on this
no.
show. We just shades of gray all over the place. By the way, how's that vote of no confidence going, Will?
Oh, from the sound of it, it's coming very soon. At
I've
least
been watching
21
that.
people.
That's been fun.
I've been watching that
we don't
shit show.
have-
It's like,
Is
So
there
we
anybody
said-
else that like there's Democrats and Republicans, but over there's the Tories.
yeah, the Tories who seem to be imploding as we speak because of that whole bill that no
Because
one.
Boris Johnson
happy
wants
about.
to be in charge.
And
Boris,
then you've got Labour, who, while I like Jeremy Corbyn as a person because he seems to have, his place, me, the Labour Party are screwed about at the moment. It's just, yeah, we seem to be at this moment between, politically America and the UK seem to be having this weird one-upsmanship of be the stupidest fuckers ever. That's what it seems to be at the moment. It's just, Jesus.
Well, it's not as bad as supposedly Australia, who from an article I read is making a move to attempt to ban sarcasm.
No.
Oh, really?
that's the national language of Australia.
That's the national language, right? Like,
It's like, dude, maybe they're just being so sarcastic about banning sarcasm. Maybe it's the ultimate meme. From
I
what-
wouldn't be surprised, but I also wouldn't put it past them to do the opposite and be serious.
It's like, oh shit.
very bizarre
we,
down
we
there.
memed ourselves into a corner, guys. We got to do this all right.
we got to do this correctly.
As from what I've listened to, an Australian streamer explained the voting process. in Australia. It's just you just kind of do something and then somebody becomes prime minister and that's about it. May not be the guy you chose, but he just becomes it. It's like, the fuck? He's like, yeah, everybody votes and then just the guy gets elected. It's whatever.
That basically doesn't.
Yeah, I know, right? It's just.
Well, we have this huge like fanaticism over it.
Everybody of voting age and who can vote has to vote, or else you get fined $50.
Yeah, it's a law.
It's a law. You have to do it.
Whereas, Florida, they just like counting and recounting and counting.
It's Florida.
I don't trust Florida
with the ballots over there.
Everything in America just pools. Just like Florida is literally America's asshole because all the shit just goes out through the bottom of there. If you look at America, it looks like we're pinching off a loaf, and that's Florida.
Yes. It's. We really should just divvy up all of the votes out of Florida evenly to all candidates, regardless.
Florida.
That'd probably make it more fair.
Geography by TGWPIS. Florida doesn't know what it is half the time anyways. Half of it's retired white people that are just out of their minds and just don't know right from left. The other half are, well...
what you read in the news about weird things going on in the world.
Yeah.
That's Florida.
FloridaMan.com. Look it up. It's a thing. It's about weird shit that happens in Florida. Like a guy walking into a convenience store, drunk off of his mind, carrying an alligator. Comes back the next day, didn't know he was there, didn't know he was drunk, didn't know where he got the alligator.
Where'd the alligator go?
They don't.
Wherever.
He was just, that's what it was.
Probably drove off to its job because it's fucking Florida.
Another Florida man story. 2 people get caught trying to burn down their mutual ex-lover's house. And they do it by trying to leave a dish rag next to the burner while making sketty. Little weird. Stole some stuff from the house. Here's the other thing, though. How were the 2 Florida men dressed? One was naked, the other in a bunny suit. Florida man.
Florida man.
Concealed and carried alligator.
I wish I was making this up. There's another Florida man story where a guy mows his lawn naked. And he just doesn't. Just mows he's just naked all the time around his property and stuff. And there's kids. It's like right by a kid's bus stop and stuff. But here's the thing. Because whatever the fucking laws are in Florida, it's not illegal because he's on his property. He's not naked in public. He's naked on his property. So the cops were like, told him, like, we asked him to stop, but we really can't make him not do it because he's only naked on his property.
Wow, that wouldn't fly in New Jersey. In New Jersey, if you are naked in your bedroom doing private things with your hands to your own self, and a guy is outside and he climbs the pole to fix the electricity or whatever, if he looks in your bedroom window, he can call the police and you can go to jail for like assault or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And not assault on yourself, assault on him, even though he's outside and looked in on you in private.
It's our New England sensibilities. It's the Puritans in us.
Yes.
Apparently, you just need to go to Florida because that shit flies.
You can masturbate on your lawn in Florida.
No, he was not. That is illegal. He was not masturbating. He was just mowing his lawn. That was it.
Uh-huh. Was he mowing his lawn or was he mowing his lawn?
Nope. He has. They said there was no sexual acts involved. Nothing wrong. The guy was just mowing his lawn, just sitting on his lawnmower, Hank Hill on it.
Oh, it was a riding lawnmower.
Yeah, it was a riding lawnmower.
Oh, well, then you really couldn't see his danglies that well anyhow.
Well, that's when, Well, yeah, you don't want to, like, do a push lawnmower while doing that. God forbid something happens.
That's what I thought.
No,
Right.
It was a riding lawnmower. God.
No, that's a safety
not
issue.
strip.
Right there.
There's a safety issue. I mean, like, you imagine if he was weed whacking, too? Just poison ivy and shit? Just bad things would happen, man. Logistically, it only makes sense for a riding lawnmower. Apparently his wife did it too, but they were only complaining about the guy.
Well, of course.
Cause Florida.
Cause boobs.
Cause Florida.
Yeah.
Yes. Was he manscaping? I'm just saying.
No, he was just trimming the bush.
Yeah.
Yeah, trimming the bush.
What is the most...
Hello.
Hello.
I'm saying hello to people in game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But
Doing a
speaking of
podcast and
games-
playing Fallout at the same time. It's
Oh
good
my
times.
God. Well, yeah.
Speaking of games, what have you been playing this week, Chris?
Well, as you can tell, I have been playing Fallout 76 alongside with my my new friend Kitten Corp here. You do have friends. You have me and them.
No.
Oh no.
This is not a story. This is oh my God, it's an actual story.
So,
Sorry,
yeah,
I just
so-
looked at floridaman.com and
Oh, jeez.
the best way to describe I don't need to do much else except to just tell you what the what the title is. Florida man driving car filled with stolen mail runs into a truck carrying alpacas.
That's probably the most normal headline from them I've heard.
Yep. Fucking cause Florida.
Fallout Florida. Is that just like normal at the moment? or
There's
is that just
actually a
Fallout
huge
Britain?
mod coming out for Fallout 4 that's called Fallout Miami. That completely redoes the game in Miami.
Oh shit. I did not mean to do that.
Pretty interesting.
I think I shot you here. We'll fix this.
So yeah, Chris, have you been
Me.
playing anything else?
Fucking. Where's the drop button? I've been playing. Oh, it's someone shooting at me, hitting me with something. Oh, that's you. Okay, that's fine. I've been playing this and Heroes of the Storm with Regis.
And how has
Ellie?
that been going?
It's been going good. Slowly climbing ranks.
Nice.
Insert Matthew McConaughey meme. Gotta pump those numbers up.
Yep.
Yep.
All right.
Or would me. Wood's an actual level in rank?
What?
I don't know. I don't play MOBAs. They make me angry.
2 more matches until we get ranked copper. Right? We're probably actually going to get ranked silver.
That's cool. That's cool. So that's everything. Keith,
Yes.
the old mucker, the old
Hmm.
matey. What have you been doing since we last had you on the podcast? Because it's been a while.
Oh my God, it's been like 2 years.
It's been quite a bit.
Dougie!
What have I been doing? Wow.
Dougie
Well,
Raid, reverse poor gamer raid. Hi, Dougie. How you doing?
I had
Oh,
cats.
yeah.
But one of them died and one of them got rehoused, and then we got evicted, so we had to move. And then we moved into a place where we thought we were going to be staying with friends, and it was going to be cool, and everything was going to be fine. But they were boyfriends, and one of them was a drag queen. They ended up fighting a lot, and they fixed the whole house up for Christmas, and then had a huge fight. And one of them went through the entire house and tore down all the Christmas decorations. And we went, I got to get out of here. So we
The
got
drag
out of there,
queen
but
that
we had
stole
to
Christmas.
exactly.
The drag Grinch that stole Christmas.
So then we moved in with and we got married, and then I don't know if I was married before.
Yeah.
I already married.
You were married.
Okay,
Yes.
You are,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so married happened already. Then we moved in with Carlos's mom, which is where I live now, which is why I have a room where I can sit and do this now with my disco lights on. And Hurgleman sold me his computer and gave me $25 for sick kids. And
Did you play any video games for sick kids?
Yes.
no.
Nope.
Yes, of course I did.
I mean, because like
Just sat there waiting.
I was people didn't pay me money to like make $2,000 for me to play video games. I would have just sat there and socially ate with people for 8 hours.
I would like to announce that I picked up a pitchfork.
Nice. I would have moved my camera like next to the fireplace out here and just sat next to the fireplace in like my smoking jacket, which I do have, and just stare at the camera and just drink and just look at the camera the entire time.
That would have been good. I'll try that next time. We'll call it a game. But how long can I do that? Yeah,
social eating. It's a category.
It's a category.
Twitch. It's a legit category on Twitch.
I want to play some of these board games that are just like lying around in Fallout. They just have like random board games that are in the houses and stuff, and you can scrap them for materials. But I want them to have made board games.
That involves work.
Like sorry.
Or Skyrim.
Yeah, like there's it's called like Autopsy board game, and I'm just like, that sounds fantastic. I want to play that.
Operation.
They need Fallout Monopoly.
Have they not made that yet?
Exactly.
Good.
Yes, they have. It'd be that sort of weird.
I thought
tossing.
they had. Yeah, so I played games for kids until my stream went wacky and OBS started doubling my audio, and then it sounded like crap, and then I couldn't fix it, and then I got frustrated, and then I was playing a game that I hated. I only decided to play it because one of my friends did a voice, well, like 3 voices in it, including Rutger Hauer's wife. He didn't meet her. She did all the voice work from her studio in her house in Indiana. So anyway, she did a bunch of what is that Rutger Hauer game?
Observer.
That's it, Observer. Boy, I didn't like playing that game. And that was the game that I was playing when my tech broke down on me, and I went, ugh! And so then I moved into the living room to the Xbox and streamed off of that and I continued to play that game for a while, and then I was like, fuck this. So then I played Forza 4 because I have an Xbox One X, but we really only got it because we have a 4K TV. So we got it so we could, have ultra high def Blu-rays. So we spent $500 to watch 4 movies in ultra high definition.
Sounds good.
It's about right.
Were the investment?
Yes, of course. So, well, we needed, we moved into a new place. We needed TV, and you know how I am. Well, if you don't know, first of all, I needed a 65-inch 4K fucking TV for the living room because it was a big living room. And then you can't have that if you can't play giant, 4K movies on it. So anyway.
It makes perfect sense. It's like in Lebowski. The rug, it held the room together. That TV holds the room together.
That's exactly right.
Right? You don't preach it to the choir, man. Preach it to the choir.
That and the couch that's built out of it has a chase at the end, and then all the rest of the sections of the couch are recliners. So anyway, I went in there and I played that on there, and I know where I was going. I don't have any games that I actually bought for the Xbox. I just play all the games that I get to play for the Xbox thing that you pay $10 a month for. Oh.
Yeah, the Game Pass.
Thank you, Game Pass, Xbox Game Pass. I have that, so that's what I was playing for on, and that was fun for a little while. But of course, what I did mostly was just drive through wooded areas and see how fast I could jump off of hills. And so, yeah. So anyway, I played a bunch of retro games on my retro thingies over there. See? And that's all.
Nice. Do you want me to go next, James, or do you want to?
You can go next.
Okay,
I'll wrap this shit up.
Fair enough. I haven't played too much off stream anyway. Finished Assassin's Creed. So on to Assassin's Creed 2, and I got up to the "It's a me Mario" moment because it had to. You have to end it as end of stream at a perfect moment, and that's it. Been playing some Yakuza Kiwami, so I've started that, and yeah, it's
we got that free, right?
Yes, but I bought it beforehand. I bought it a couple of months beforehand.
Oh, of course, like you do.
Yeah, but then again,
worth the money though.
Yeah, damn right, because it's if people don't know, it's a remake of the first Yakuza game that came out back on the PS2, and it looks as pretty now as it did then, but the fights are still tough. And the one thing I'm forgetting to do, and I didn't take the opportunity before I got to a big funeral fight area, go into a shop and actually buy health drinks. Because the only way I've survived so far is by finding that are hidden like bottom parts of boxes, which is normally a stupid move. So I've got to actually pay attention, and when I actually get the chance, buy shit, get better, get healthier, get bigger. But I do like the fact that there's changes to the Kiwami and Zero. Like for example, the collectibles. It's not the cards that you can look at the women and go, yes, I will go look at her in the airing cupboard later, where the light is better. This time you get keys to like lockers, and I think you get various things in these lockers. So there's slight differences, but it's still Yakuza. It's a great time. It's a great laugh. I've tried to do some more Geometry Wars score chasing against Michael after I got 106 million on it. Shit, I can't even touch that score these days. I did get some bargains from the Black Friday deal on PSN. There, for you racing fans, there's a rally bundle of World Rally Championship 5, 6, and 7 for 13 quid. Normally it's about 75. So that's a big bargain there. And Vampire for 20 quid. So I'm not too fussed if that game's as bad as people were saying. Even though some people were like, yeah, it's all right, it's not bad.
Is that who made that? I don't remember now.
Isn't it?
Was that Don't Nod, or isn't it the same company that did Everybody's Gone to the Rapture?
I don't think so. If someone in chat can tell us, if someone in chat's played it.
It's the Vampire, it's spelled with an R, right?
Yes.
You mean with a Y?
The Y.
Yes.
Of course, vampire spelled with a
Well,
R.
it's in the R, Y-R.
Yeah, Y-R.
We're talking about the developer or the publisher?
Developer.
Developer is Don't Nod.
It is.
Don't Nod.
Okay. So they've done things like Life is Strange.
Life is Strange. That's what it is.
Remember Me,
Okay.
Life is Strange, Vampire, The Awesome Adventures of Captain Spirit, Life is Strange 2, and Twin Mirror.
Right. So yeah, it's one I was tempted to get, but it was one I was
Chinese
waiting for.
room. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So there's that, and then I played a bit of Rocket League with Last Lisa, and that was it.
The Chinese room also did a Machine for Pigs, if I recall.
Yeah.
Which was okay.
Isn't that part of a trilogy? Aren't there 3? Or
I know there's
thinking of yet something else. I'm confused.
Amnesia: A Dark Descent and Amnesia: A Machine for Pigs, and then there's Penumbra that came before that, which was part of a trilogy. It was Penumbra, and then another Penumbra, and then another Penumbra, but I don't remember what they were all like subtitled.
So yeah, that's all I've been playing, matey. James, what have you been playing, matey?
I bought Hellgate London. It's out on Steam.
What is that?
It is.
Sword Art Online.
It's exactly that. It came out at it came out around the Diablo era, and it's like this kind of cult classic of like you're in futuristic London and demons have appeared, and it's like the eluder. It's a Diablo third person over the camera thing, and it's loved by everybody. And it had really cool art style. And I always wanted to play it, but never had a computer that I could play it. So I finally bought it because the fans have petitioned and donated and helped the developer get the game on Steam. It used to be multiplayer and single player. It's only the single player, and it's on the most recent patch that they had. And it was like $9. And I was like, yeah, $9 worth of nostalgia. I'll get that. And I played it, and the controls are a little weird. But it plays fine, and the graphics are kind of like but it plays fine. So I'm like, why not? That game I missed the boat on, try it out. I've only played it for like 30 minutes just to kind of see what's going on, but it looks like it could be cool. It's got an interesting mechanic that as you kill enemies in an area, a counter clicks up, and once you hit a counter, a boss appears, and you can kill the boss, and it drops rare loot. Which for a looter shooter is like that's really interesting. It kind of is like a precursor to Diablo 3 Rifts. We'd go through the rift, and then at the end there'd be a big boss who dropped loot. But yeah. So I've played that. I've been playing The Witcher 3. If you've been following our Twitch channel at all, that is the Witcher Stories. That is live every 4 p.m. on Twitch. We have a 30-minute. Usually anywhere from 20 to 30-minute video of me playing The Witcher. It's quiet. It's done like a TV series. And it just gets played right through. And then it stays there. We have 15 episodes created so far. It took 12 to get out of White Orchard. And yes, I did do everything in White Orchard. Except for play Gwent. Because I'm not going to play Gwent. Because I don't understand how to play Gwent. And if I wanted to play Gwent, I would just get Thronebreaker.
You would just go play Gwent.
Yeah, I would just go play Gwent. Don't you find I've done this before. Freaking Final Fantasy VIII and putting card games inside freaking RPGs. Nay, nay, nay. Not happening. So yes.
Fooled me once.
Fooled me once.
Shame on me.
Oh no. This is a game about hacking monsters' heads off. It's not about sitting down with a scholar and be like, yeah, I'll play Gwent with you. I'm a badass, gruff voice, silver-haired, monster-killing machine that fucks every sorceress known to man.
Well, I would like to stop now.
It's one thing if it was like blackjack or poker, a la Red Dead. But you're basically going up and being like, yeah, I'll play Magic the Gathering.
Yeah. Geralt does not look like a Magic the Gathering player. He may smell like a Magic the Gathering player, but he does not look like one. And
musty.
And let's be honest here. Geralt, strong, he's quick, not necessarily the smartest guy. I don't think Gwent is in his wheelhouse. If you were playing Dandelion and playing Gwent, that would make sense. By the way, CD Projekt Red, where's my Dandelion game? If you made Gwent and said it was a story and Dandelion was the protagonist of that, I would believe that. I would play that game. That game would be interesting. It almost like you could, buy Telltale games and make a game like that.
You can buy Telltale.
You can. By the way,
for
all their
$20
games,
now.
A lot of their games are now off of Steam because they're in liquidation of assets.
Eee.
The big thought is THQ Nordic is going to buy up everything because it's like right up their alley. As for other stuff, I've played, I have in less than a month 32 hours into Football Manager 19. So we're on our way to 800 more hours into a Football Manager game.
Wow.
I think FM 18 ended at 832 hours. You know,
Wow.
just a modest 832 hours. Not a big deal. Not even a full year. Remember, some of those supercars, my computer was on, and I walked away from it for like an hour or two. So, but yeah, no, it's not bad for like press racing. Corby Town lives again. By the way, and I have to double check this right now, because this may still be true. But the last time I checked it,
I just left my teammates way out in the middle of nowhere alone, and I just got so much crap in my pockets. Anyways,
there may be some very important news that has to happen. I just have to see where's the table. Show me the table standings.
Well, I am an old man, and I have to go change my diaper. I'll be right back.
All right.
I'll turn off the sound.
Corbytown is second in the table
Nice.
with a game in hand. Corbytown, if they win this weekend, could be top of the table in their respective league.
Woohoo! It's like they're listening to you and going, okay, we'll watch this and see what he does.
What does he do? Well, first of all, he puts a lot of money in the team. He buys professional players. Right? How do you start a lower league team in Football Manager? It's quite easy. You basically middle around as best you can, save as much money, and within all the Premier League and like late league sides, kick out all their youth prospects, snatch them all up
For cheap. And then just build up.
But as we know with every Corbytown save, I started with a small loan from TGWPIS. Small loan.
mm-hmm.
This time it was only $5,000.
That actually sounds like something we might be able to scrounge up.
A month on player salaries.
Yeah, we can't do that though.
$5,000 a month on player salaries. But it's fine because we just got a bunch of I had to do that to keep us afloat.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got all of our youth prospects in. So then I kicked all those guys on salaries out of the team, and now we're just playing all of our youth prospects $5 a month, $5 a week. We got a bunch of 15-year-olds playing around.
Oh no, one of my teammates' camp is where my camp was.
Oh no. But yes, there's been a lot of Football Manager, like you do. Because I've had to upload stuff, which means I can't be doing stuff online, which means I have to do something and thus play Football Manager.
Yep.
Because it's a thing that I do. Other stuff I've been playing. I've played other stuff. There's other stuff happening here. I gotta just move this over to the side. I have downloaded and have modded the shit out of Skyrim for something. That'll be for later.
Okay.
And I've been playing Dragon Quest 11 still. I've gotten through the major, like, I'm in the second half of the game now. We're at the point where we've met the big bad. The major story plot twist happened, and it has made all the mobs in the world go from being the easy point to now being hard again. So, that's where we're at. In that game, I should be beating it soon. I'm in the final act at this point. I'm getting the band back together before we go and murder some bitches. And by bitches, I mean the evil Lord of Darkness. That's his actual name in the game, is the evil Lord of Darkness. Because, God, Dragon Quest, you find your niche, and you're just like, let's just right there.
To the point.
To the point, exactly. But essentially, that's all I've been playing video game-wise. I did pick up, and is over here right now, and I spent 10 minutes before the stream started, Let's Go Pokemon Eevee.
Ooh.
It's mainly for Kim. She's going to love the shit out of that game. Because essentially, you play it with one of the Joy-Cons, just one side of it.
Mm-hmm.
And the Eevees don't just make the noise. It says Eevee and does all this kind of stuff. You can essentially sit there and use the Joy-Con and kind of like in Pokemon Go or everything, like pet the Pokemon and it makes happy noises and says its name. And it's basically just like a feedback loop because the more happy it is, it can heal itself in combat, get crits more often, find berries, and you can just sit there and pet it for hours on end and it just makes cute noises. So I can see that being a thing for just Eevee. Also, it rides on your head. And you can give it hats and clothing and shit.
Yeah, because I think I was watching Lydia play it earlier with that, and Eevee was like riding around on her head. It's like, okay. How did you get
ever played a
Pokemon?
Does anybody see the trailer that came out for Detective Pokemon?
Yeah.
Detective Pikachu trailer.
Yeah. Is anybody else kind of excited to see that movie?
Yes.
Yeah, it has no business being as cool as it.
Is that all because of Ryan Reynolds?
Yeah, of course.
It's like just like I know that this is going to be like a PG movie. Does anybody want to see the R-rated version of this movie? And once again, Ryan Reynolds inspired choice for that. But does anybody else think that they missed the mark when they could have had Danny DeVito be Detective Pikachu?
Could have been.
Just think on that for a second.
Danny DeVito.
Could have
or
been.
Joe Pesci.
And if we're going that far, we'll just go Gilbert Godfrey and just.
You think I'm cute? You think I'm cute?
Also, Pikachu has hair. It's like you had to wait a second. You're like, oh yeah, that's how that would be. That's kind of weird.
As well, look nasty, sir.
Well, no, it's the truth. It's how it would look. No, but yeah, no, it's like no. Mr. Mime is going to haunt my dreams forever.
Oh yeah, his.
Yeah, just. But no, Detective Pikachu has no right to be. It's. I think it's the perfect time for that movie to come out because the nostalgia is gonna hit. Is just gonna run us over.
Fuck! I need more caps again.
It's like
Did you see? It's like earlier in the day, the Toy Story 4 one hit dropped, and people were like, "Oh, this could be something special." And then about an hour later, completely.
There's the reconnect. We got
boom! It had to happen, didn't it?
It had to happen.
It was so close.
We're just about at the end.
Yeah. So if that's something you've been playing, matey, Keith.
Yeah.
Before we go on to shout outs, do you want to pimp out anything at all?
Hello, audio members. Remember when we were talking about earlier? This is for you.
This is the extras.
You guys always get this unique little segment, little audio bit.
I can see you.
Yeah.
Do I have any? No, I don't have anything.
5.
There's nothing happening in my life. Oh, but I did want to show this to everybody because I showed it to Will and he thought it was really funny. My mom, my mommy, she's my mother-in-law. She got me a thing to put my glasses on my desk. So.
I don't think I can build a camp this close.
It looks like Jack Benny. You know how we always looked like you fucking people are too young. Fuck you. So anyway. Iron Man. Okay, so I could show you my balls. Wait a minute. I should show you
what?
my balls.
You say that as we come back live.
The hand was hovering over the. Do I need to disconnect this camera? Also, we have VIP badges now too.
Yes.
So that's also a thing.
Badgers.
Badgers. VIP
Yes,
badgers.
I've changed some of you to VIPs, which, while they may not have full mod powers, to me they were like the specters from the Mass Effect series. So you guys can be undercover, and if you see something that needs to be dealt with, then you can talk to the mods and go, get that sorted.
I find it funny about something here, all right? And Will, explain this to me about Twitch. It's a little weird here, right?
Okay.
TGWPIS is a moderator for your channel, correct?
Yes.
It's an editor for your channel as well, right? Which means we can go in and edit stuff on the on your channel. Don't have full control access, but I can do things, right?
Yes.
Okay. Here's something funny. You have it set so that your videos are behind the subscribers thing. So if they want to see the VODs of your streams early,
Yes.
they come there, right?
Yes.
I, as an editor of your stream, cannot view them because I am not subscribed to your channel. I can see when people post things on your videos, but I cannot look at them because I am not subscribed to your channel.
Surely they would allow it.
Think about that. I have access to your stream key, to changing your start type, to changing the title of the stream, from editing it, from downloading the videos.
Yeah.
But can't do that.
That's bad.
Stupid.
That really is. They should give the editors that power.
Yeah. Yeah. On that note, everybody, I think we've hit the end of this show. So profound, so crazy. Think about that. Everybody think. We'd like to leave you with a message here.
I do want to say one thing, though, before we
course.
go. I do want to dedicate this podcast this week to a member of my family. Over the past year and a half, whenever we used to meet up through, ironically, funeral, we used to talk about Twitch and we used to talk about how things were going. And I used to mention this as well. And Gary will know who I'm on. But I want to dedicate this episode, and I want to say, rest in peace to my cousin Ian, who last week passed away from complications while I was in hospital. And I want to say just rest in peace, and we'll miss you.
Oh, that sucks. But it's that you said, Brett. What can someone say?
See, I was going to make a joke about fingers and bums, but it seems a little out of place right around now. But we'll just let that lie. Old-timey, you haven't, so Regis has an old-timey friend. Are they live right now? Are they they're out? She started recently, she could use some love. Hey, TGWPIS people.
Is it time to raid? Is it time to raid?
It's time to raid.
Regis gave us a person that needs love. We're all going. I demand
good night,
follows.
everybody.
I demand follows. If you have Twitch Prime
from...
subscriptions, just pass them here. We'll take those.
Yes.
But follows. Definitely follows. Bits, it's fine. We'll let bits are okay. So look.
Bits aren't available just yet.
Okay, so chat.
Because unaffiliated. So let's get that affiliation.
Yeah, let's get that affiliation. That means all the bits and all the subscriptions for us. Affiliation follows for her. All right, so we're doing this. So I got to raid RISKAI. Is it going? Yep. Okay. Everybody hop on the train because we're going.
So Twitch London tomorrow. Ooh,
yeah, right, everybody have good time. It's raid time. We go. We invade. When we say hello, we annex property as part of TGWPIS. It's good time. Have much fun. See you at Twitch London for you people who is there. This is not crazy. Have a good one. Das Vidanias.